Several of you in this room will be back home with your mommies and daddies before the end of the week, washed out.
This space is so small.
Land this plane.
Oh, dear God, please help me. Please clear the fog so that I can see where I'm going.
I'm Miss Jean. Join me on a trip to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Join me for today's expedition in Discovery Mountain. In our last episode, the injured pilot, Bonnie Rawlings, well, she woke up. She seems to have survived the crash of her plane with just a few cuts and scrapes, and that's good news. Now, we still don't know why Pilot Rawlings doesn't like Camp Director Reader. He was a good Samaritan to her, but that doesn't seem to have made any difference. Helping each other when we face challenges, just like Reader did, well, that's a good way for each of us to exercise our faith. Now, I think I hear Mr. Garcia's guitar music. That must mean that it's campfire time at Discovery Mountain Camp. Let's join the campers for today's episode called No Washouts.
Alrighty, campers. Who has a favorite to sing tonight?
Oh, Mr. Garcia, I do.
Okay, Riley. What's your request?
Climbing up the mountain.
Oh, that's a good one, Riley.
All right, let's sing, everyone.
Oh, I am climbing up the mountain, over the hills and sand. It's not too hard to climb the mountain, holding on to Jesus' hand. Oh, I am climbing up the mountain, over the hills and sand. It's not too hard to climb the mountain, holding on to Jesus' hand.
Campers, I have a special surprise for you tonight.
Ooh, we love surprises.
How many of you heard the plane crash the other day?
Of course. How could you miss it?
We heard it from the swimming pool.
Well, God is good, and He answered our prayers. The pilot is all right.
I am so glad that she's all right.
And I learned something really interesting about our pilot this afternoon. So I invited her here to share that story with us. Everyone, let's welcome Pilot Bonnie Rawlings to our campfire.
Oh, dear. I guess I should leave.
Hello, campers.
Reader, where are you going? Don't you want to hear her story?
Don't worry about me, Riley. I'm going to stand just outside the light of the campfire.
Oh, right. The pilot doesn't like you, does she?
Well, now, where did you hear that?
Jamie Simon.
Well, it's really quite a mystery. I met her just once.
I don't mean to be rude, Reader, but the story's starting. Shh.
Okay, I get it.
Campers, my name is Bonnie Rawlings. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you for searching for me after my plane crashed. I am so grateful that I only have a few cuts and bruises.
Amen.
Today, I want to tell you the story behind why I became a pilot. But first, let me ask you a question. How many of you have climbed Ellie's Peak?
Not yet.
I have.
Well, if you have climbed to the top of that wide-open, grassy summit of the peak, then you will especially like this story.
Campers, listen up. This is a good story.
So, my story begins at Christmas time, 1943. The United States had just joined World War II only 2 years earlier. Factories were so busy building airplanes as fast as they could, but they still couldn't build them fast enough. Pilots would then deliver these planes to Army Air Force bases where they were used in the war effort in Europe and the South Pacific. But, there just never seemed to be enough airplanes or enough pilots. So, On Christmas morning, 1943, Eleanor Smithers discovered that she could finally help with the war effort.
Mother!
Yes, Eleanor, what is it?
Mother, Helen just told me the best news.
Oh, is that where you've been? Helen's house? Darling, it's Christmas morning.
Yes, Mother, I know. But Christmas is so sad this year with Bobby and Johnny gone.
Yes, I miss your brothers too. May God keep them safe.
Yes, Mother, but they've lowered the age to 18.
Eleanor, not this again.
Yes, Mother, but you know my dream is to be one of the Women's Air Force service pilots, and now I can.
I'm listening.
They're taking girls my age, 18 now. And
But what about the flying hours? You've only just completed your beginner's pilot's license.
I know, Mother, but I have the flying hour requirements now.
You do?
Yes, Mother, I can help the war efforts, just like Bobby and Johnny. I can help our country and our family.
They wouldn't send you overseas, would they?
No, the Women's Air Force service pilots aren't officially part of the military, Mother. The WASPs.
WASPs?
Yes, Women's Air Force Service Pilots, WASP, WASPs. They deliver the planes to the Air Force bases to free the men up for flying overseas in the war, and other things, but all domestic, Mother, I promise.
Oh, Ellie, I just don't know. Let's talk to your father.
Mother, please, before we talk to Father, tell me you approve. Please, Father won't let me go if I don't have your blessing first.
Ellie, my dear, I know this is important to you. So, you do have my blessing.
Oh, Mother, thank you. This is the best gift you could have given me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Eleanor applied to and was accepted into the WASP program. She nervously kissed her parents goodbye and climbed aboard a train traveling to Sweetwater, Texas. Now, Sweetwater was the home of the WASP training center called Avenger Field. And that first day of training at Avenger Field, Eleanor suddenly felt very alone. She began questioning why she had ever thought that she could make it as a pilot.
Is this seat taken?
Oh, no. Please, sit down. I'm Eleanor, but my friends call me Ellie.
Pleased to meet you, Ellie. I'm Peggy. Are you nervous?
Yes, I'm wishing I could catch the first train back home right about now.
Good morning, ladies.
Oh, it looks like we're about to begin.
I'm Officer F.T. Miller. I will be your commanding officer here at Avenger Field and one of your flight instructors.
Hello, Officer Miller.
Ma'am, what's your name?
Dorothy Becker.
Well, Miss Becker, I can see that you have a lot to learn about the Army way.
Oh, yes. I'm just so excited to be here. I told my mother that...
Silence, Miss Becker. You will not address an officer unless he first addresses you. Understood?
Oh, yes, Officer Miller.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Better. Now, how many of you girls think that you're hot-shot pilots? No one wants to put her hand up. You've all had a little flying experience. You all think that you're hot shots, don't you? Let me tell you, ladies, you have a lot to learn. You.
Yes, sir?
How old are you?
18, sir.
Barely out of high school. How many of you ladies are 18 years old?
I am.
More than half of you. You may think you're hotshot pilots, but I'm here to show you what you don't know. You're here to learn to fly the Army way. What are you here to learn?
To fly the Army way, sir.
During the next 5 months, you'll have plenty of opportunities to wash out. If you can't understand the classwork, you'll wash out. If you fail the flight test, you'll wash out. Several of you in this room will be back home with your mommies and daddies before the end of the week, washed out. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Take out your flight training manual. Turn to page 1. Let's begin.
Ellie, Peggy, and the other girls listened intently to Officer Miller's instructions and took very careful notes on all the important points. But when lunchtime arrived, Ellie stood up, eager for a break. Marching out to the mess tent, she fell in beside Peggy.
What a crazy morning.
Yeah, I know. My head is spinning with all the information.
Yeah. Hey, Peggy, what does Officer Miller mean by washed out?
Oh, fail the program. Fail, quit. Either way, you end up going home.
I don't want to fail.
Me neither, Ellie. If we help each other, we'll get through it.
Oh, Peggy, you're a godsend.
Together, neither of us will wash out. What's wrong?
A scorpion!
We're in the desert, Dorothy. Let it pass by, and it won't hurt you.
I've never seen a scorpion in my life.
It's okay. See? It's gone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both.
Hey, Dorothy, why don't you sit with Peggy and me at lunch?
Okay.
We're all gonna need to support each other to get through this.
Yes, no washouts.
Agreed. No washouts.
Ellie and Peggy stayed true to their word. That first week, the trainees helped each other with their classwork, flight maps, and with homesickness. Together, they learned to tuck their baggy men's-size overalls tightly down into their boots so that the black widow spiders couldn't crawl up their legs. The morning Florence found a rattlesnake in the cockpit of her PT-19 plane, she told everyone at the mess hall about it over lunch. And you can be sure that after that, every single girl carefully inspected under her seat before flying. Weeks began turning into months, and not one of the girls in Ellie's group washed out. But that did not mean they stopped worrying about failing. They worried every waking moment.
You're next, Ellie.
Oh, is Florence back from her training flight already?
Yeah, I can hear the plane landing now.
Oh, Peggy, I don't know if I can pass this one. The instrument panel is so...
Overwhelming?
Yeah! You passed this test weeks ago. Any tips with the AT-17 Cessna Bobcat?
Yeah, don't let Miller intimidate you. And don't let the instrument panel scare you. Just push the right buttons and the flying's the same as it is in any other plane.
Woohoo! I passed, girls! Your turn, Ellie.
Congratulations, Florence. You can do it, Ellie. I'm praying for you.
Thanks, Peggy. I'll need it.
Eleanor Smithers, are you ready to try this flight again?
Yes, sir.
All right, climb up and in. Now you should be familiar with the AT-17 instrument panel. This is your fourth time up for a test flight in this one?
Fifth, sir.
Fifth? Well, that's a record.
I'm ready this time, sir.
Well, prove it to me. Engage the engines. Miss Smithers, take us up in the air in a north-northwest circuit.
Yes, sir.
All right, we have smooth air conditions. Give me a lazy 8 formation.
Yes, sir.
Acceptable. Now, Miss Smithers, look down. Do you see where the two railroads intersect just below us?
Yes, sir.
Land on the open space of land just between them.
Sir?
Miss Smithers, land your plane.
This space is so small.
Land this plane.
I landed, sir.
All right, now take us back up.
But the trains, sir, I have no room to take off.
In an emergency situation, you adapt. Take off.
Yes, sir.
Acceptable. Now, Miss Smithers, take us back to Avenger Field.
Yes, sir.
Eleanor never forgot the feeling of confidence that washed over her on the rest of that flight. She had made an emergency landing and taken off again. After that, she never worried about washing out.
All right, flight test is over, Miss Smithers. You have passed. Now go and prepare for your next flight test. You've got a long ways to go before your solo flight and graduation.
Yes, sir.
Well?
I passed!
I knew you could do it.
Miller surprised me with an emergency landing test, too.
Let me guess. Between 2 railroad tracks?
Yes, just like he did to Gladys. I remember how she said she lifted off right as she passed the second track, and it worked.
Well, you made it, Ellie.
I couldn't have done it without you, Peggy.
Hey, we're here to help each other. Now come on. I bought a box of chocolates on our last trip into Sweetwater. I was saving them for a celebration, and this is it.
Chocolate? I'll race you back to the barracks.
Ellie, Peggy, and the other young women of the WASP training program continued to encourage and lift each other's burdens as they progressed through their training. Thanks to a lot of hard work and determination, each one of them made it through their final solo flight, which meant they were graduating. They'd made it. Now it was graduation day, a day Ellie never forgot.
Trainees, I didn't think that you could do it. You each arrived here as a young slip of a girl. Frankly, I didn't believe that you could fight the controls of an AT-17 Cessna Bobcat, let alone the bigger planes. But now, it is on record that women can fly as well as men. You've worked hard, and you will fill a vital place in the war effort. Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, girls.
We did it, ladies.
We finally have our silver wings. Oh, I couldn't have done it without you gals. Thank you.
None of us could have graduated without the others.
Hey, girls, my mother's waving us over. Come on, I want you all to meet my parents.
Oh, I'd love to.
Miss Smithers, may I have a word?
Oh, Officer Miller, sir. Yes, of course.
Come on over when you're through, Ellie.
Miss Smithers, I have an assignment for you.
Officer Miller, I'm ready to serve, sir.
I have a P-39 that needs to be delivered to Great Falls, Montana.
Yes, sir.
Most of the girls dislike flying the P-39.
Oh, yes, sir. But they just weren't used to the engine sitting behind the cockpit. Once you recalibrate it for the weight and adjust for the spin, the P-39 is a dream to fly, sir.
Yes. Well, not all the girls took to it as well as you did. The plane needs to be delivered as soon as possible. You'll leave at 0500 hours, rain or shine.
Yes, sir.
Good day, Miss Smithers.
My first flight assignment. Someone pinch me, I'm dreaming. Ow! What did you do that for, Florence?
Well, you said to pinch you.
Come on, let's go see if they're serving cake.
Early the next morning, Ellie prepared for her flight. The weather was cloudy and cool, but she knew her mission. She had to deliver the plane, rain or shine.
Good morning, Miss Smithers. Do you have all the gear you need?
Yes, I'm ready, sir. I mapped out my flight path, gathered my gear and provisions last night, sir.
Have a safe flight. Please have the Air Base commander call me when the plane has been delivered safely.
Yes, sir.
Ellie stepped into the cockpit of the P-39 Aerocobra plane. Her heart beat wildly with excitement. She fastened her seatbelt, revved up the engine, and easily lifted up into the air. Ellie glanced down at Avenger Field as she lifted off. She thought of her friends all still sleeping snugly in the barracks. Ellie's trip started out smoothly enough, but then she hit some fog.
What is going on with this weather? It was cloudy over Sweetwater, but now this is crazy. I can hardly see a thing.
Ellie pressed on, knowing how important this plane delivery was to the war effort. But the fog grew worse, as thick as pea soup.
I can't see. Oh, Officer Miller, why did you choose me for this mission? I can't.
Suddenly, the fog cleared for just a moment, and Ellie could see that she was flying over a mountain range. But just as quickly, the fog closed in again. Her palms began to sweat, and she started to panic.
Oh, dear God, please help me. Please clear the fog so that I can see where I'm going.
The fog cleared again, just enough for Ellie to see a clearing on the top of a mountain, a wide, open, grassy space, just about the size of the space between the two railroad tracks she had landed on.
I can land this plane. It's just like the railroad tracks. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Officer Miller, for making me land that day.
Ellie landed with a gentle thud, safely on the mountaintop.
Oh, where am I? Oh, fog, please lift. I have to deliver this plane.
Ellie wandered around the grassy mountaintop, thinking that perhaps she was the first person to ever visit this part of the world.
Feel as if I'm in the middle of nowhere. Where am I? Fog, won't you lift? I have to deliver this plane. Where's my map? Let me see. I'm not in Texas anymore. Definitely north of there. Let's see. Oh, what's this? A note. Oh, it's from Peggy.
Dear Ellie, I'm praying for you on your mission today. I'm so glad that God brought us together in the WASP training program. Since that first day in class, I've thought of this verse often. Galatians 6:2. Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Training with you and the other girls has built my faith. When one falls, another lifts her up. When one is weak, another is strong for her. When you reach Great Falls Air Force Base, call me. Fly with confidence, Ellie. Fly. Your friend, Peggy.
Oh, dear Lord. I couldn't have done this without Peggy. Without any of the other girls. Please let this fog lift and let me deliver this plane.
Ellie looked around for something to do while she waited for the fog to clear. Spotting a tall aspen tree, she pulled out her knife, scraped off some bark, and carved out a message, carefully etching each letter as she worked. And just as she finished,
the fog lifted. Look out, Montana. Here we come. Short takeoff, but I can do this. We're airborne. Would you look at this place? The mountains, the green rolling valley. It's beautiful.
Ellie flew the rest of the afternoon through clear skies all the way north to Great Falls, Montana. As she approached the airbase, Ellie radioed in.
Great Falls Tower, this is 219er 597.
219er 597, Great Falls Tower.
I'm approaching and ready to land.
597, we don't see your approach.
Repeat, I'm approaching and ready to land.
We don't have you in sight, ma'am, but we have a P-39 Airacobra on final approach. Follow that plane.
Control tower, that's me.
597, ma'am, we're trying to guide in a P-39. Please just follow that plane. It's on final.
I'm the P-39.
597, please follow the other plane.
Oh, brother, they don't believe I'm flying this plane. Ready or not, boys, I'm landing.
Welcome to Great Falls, Montana, sir.
Oh, thank you. Let me take my helmet off.
Whoa, it's a girl.
Yes, sir. I'm Eleanor Smithers, a girl who, with a lot of help from her friends, is one hot-shot pilot.
Eleanor Smithers went on to fly all kinds of planes for the war effort and to many different locations. Once, she delivered a plane to Newark, New Jersey, where she met Officer Rawlings. This handsome officer later became her husband and my grandfather.
Oh, she's your grandmother? I knew it.
Miss Rawlings, I have a question.
Yes, what is it?
I'm Ben, and I'm wondering, what did Ellie carve in the aspen tree when she was waiting for the fog to clear?
Oh, yeah. What was it?
Well, does anyone think they can answer that?
I can. You can still see it today. It says, on this day, June the 7th, 1944, Eleanor Ellie Smithers discovered this site.
Yes, reader, exactly right. Now, have any of you other campers seen that sign?
Oh, so is Ellie's Peak named after her then? after your grandmother?
Yes, Ben, that's right. My grandmother is the Ellie of Ellie's Peak.
That is so cool.
Reader, I still don't think she likes you.
Well, that's okay. I now know why she doesn't like me. And I know just how to fix it.
Oh, sounds mysterious.
Alrighty, campers, can we say a big Discovery Mountain thank you to Miss Rawlings for sharing her story with us? Come on, campers, let's sing our theme song. Miss Rawlings, will you sing along?
Of course. You go ahead and start, Mr. Garcia.
Here we go, campers, let's sing.
Discover sunshine.
Did you enjoy this story? I know that I sure did. Ellie, Peggy, and the other girls, they sure did exercise their faith just as they worked to serve their country. And lifting each other's burdens, well, that's something we can do for our friends and for strangers, just like the Samaritan did in the parable that Jesus told. Peggy, Ellie, and the others followed what Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2 says. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Now, together, they accomplish more than they could have alone. In this season called Being Neighborly, we've been trying to answer the question, who's my neighbor? Peggy and Ellie treated each other as neighbors. Reader helped Miss Rawlings just like a neighbor. Now, I wonder just what Reader figured out about Miss Rawlings not liking him. And just how is Jamie doing with the drama costumes? Are the campers learning their lines? Well, join us again next time for the next episode in this season. Fly on back. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Director Doug. Did you enjoy hearing the pilot Rawlings story about her grandmother, Ellie? I sure did. You know, the characters in Discovery Mountain are not real people. But in this case, Miss Jean did base Ellie's character on a real WASP pilot. Do you remember the scene where Ellie landed at the airport and the controller was shocked to find out that the pilot was a woman? Well, that situation really happened, and the real pilot was named Barbara Erickson London. She flew several different planes for the Air Force and was awarded the Air Medal for setting a record by flying 8,000 miles in only 5 days. We've found some interesting videos online about the WASP program that I'm sure you would enjoy. Go to our website, discoverymountain.com, to find links to these videos.
I'm Miss Jean, and you've been listening to Discovery Mountain. To listen to other episodes and to send us a message, visit us at discoverymountain.com or write to us at Discovery Mountain, P.O. Box 999, Loveland, Colorado 80539. And in Canada, write to Box 2127, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H7V4. This has been a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Join us again next time here at Discovery Mountain. No Washouts was written by Jean Boonstra and post-produced in Ontario, Canada by Douglas Bruce and Danny Columbi.